Where are the mask police? Oh, I better put this up here. Make sure you cover the nose. Really most important. Hey, what happened? There's no police around. What about the lockdown? I've heard the lockdown is finished in Victoria. This is just fantastic. We can go to Luna Park. We can go to the Tivoli maybe. Isn't this fantastic? Well, members, guess what? It's Lael here, the President of Peugeot Victoria, and I welcome you to the November General Meeting. This is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You all have your latest tour. In it, you need to make sure you go to page 5 so that we can do the club census, because we want to know what you are, who you are, what you like. I think I can take the mask off now because there's no police around. And then once you've done page 5, you need to go to page 10. And page 10 talks about the concours d'elegance. And we're getting a lot of people. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, I've phoned 90 of our members to try and get a response, because some people feel that their car is not really up to the scratch. And I simply change their mind when I say to them, remember, someone else's car might just be worse than yours. So, come to the meeting if you can. And I will now just like to introduce Alan Horsley just for a short time, because he is the cameraman. Alan, come in. Show your face.
Good day, Lael. Yes, well, this is being filmed on a GoPro in the garden, as Lael says, with lockdown finished. Wacko.
That's it, guys and girls. Fantastic. Remember, look at the magazine. Check the magazine in all of its glory and enjoy.
And don't forget the newsletter.
Yeah, don't forget the newsletter that comes out every Wednesday or Thursday. And that's got a lot of information in it. And it's amazing how many people didn't see the information in the magazine about the concours d'elegance and the club census that we're trying to do. So we're simply trying to do anything and everything that you guys, the members out there, are wanting to do. So give it some extra thought, and I wish you all the best for the month of November, and I'll be around for a little while longer. Cheerio.
Afternoon, Tim.
Afternoon, Colin.
On this lovely Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
What, second day after breakout from COVID?
That's right. It's
Fantastic.
great.
Yeah, it is good, isn't it?
Good to be able to see people again.
Yes, yes. We escaped last night and went out to some family friends and had a lovely evening. 2 bottles of French champagne, 2 bottles of lovely red wine, and it was magnificent.
Very good. Good to hear.
That was great. So here we are in Montrose.
Yes.
Your new address of 2 or 3 years now.
Yep.
And the reason for the move, Tim, was probably because you needed more space for your cars.
Yes. If you ask my wife Jenny, she will say, you know, when people say why did you move, she just says 6-car garage. So you know, that was. But that wasn't the only reason for the move.
So you have 7 Peugeots in the Farmelo family these days.
We do.
Yes, yes. So can you tell me which ones you have?
Sure. So Jenny drives a 3008.
Yep.
3-year-old 3008. She really loves that. I've got, I guess in order of age, a 404, 68 404, a trying to think what the next one is. A 79 504, an 83 505, 89 MI16, and a 91 205 GTI, and a 2001 306 Cabriolet.
Your favourite car, Tim?
A lot of people ask me that, but I like them all for different reasons. You know, some are sporty, some are just, you know, fun to drive. Others are nice cruisers. You know, one that you can drive with the roof down. So that they all have something. So I don't think I can actually say that I've got a favourite. Although if you ask Jenny, her favourite is the 504. So.
Oh, okay. Now this car here is a 205 GTI, 1.9 litre, fancy looking, fast car, I think.
Yeah, it goes. It does go. Yes. Yeah.
And what would make that go? Has it got a little turbo in it, or
No turbo, but it's the this particular car I've had for 3 years.
Okay.
It started its life here in Melbourne. I think it had 2 or 3 owners in Melbourne, and then was sold to a guy in Sydney who had it for a number of years in Sydney. He spent a lot of money with Hugh Moore at Moriarty Motorsport. Hugh's a bit of a guru in the 205 industry. I think I'm right in saying that he did all the work on Callum O'Callaghan's tricked up 205 that he has. So all the mechanicals, the engine have all been done up, but the car when I got it was in very poor shape. In the bodywork, lots of dents here and there, paint through to undercoat, crazed paint and everything else. So it's spent 9 months down at Bayside Panels with Travis Mann down there, and he basically did all windows out, back to bare metal in most places, respray and repair jobs. So yeah, so it's a nice little car.
Just as well you're on headmaster's pay, Tim.
Yeah, well, I couldn't have as many cars as I have unless we had club permits. So
Yes.
that makes a big difference.
Now you'll have to tell me about your little yellow 306 Cabriolet, because I have one of those too.
You do? Yes. Yes.
So where did you purchase that from?
So the one that I've got, I've had for 4 years. Started its life in Sydney. I think it was a female owner, and then an elderly couple bought it who lived in Newcastle, and that's where I saw it. And I flew up to Newcastle and drove it home from Newcastle. So yeah, but it's a manual. It's got the full leather upholstery in it, and it has low kilometres. So it's only done 87,000 kilometres. So.
Right. That's amazing, because my one I bought in Sydney, and I didn't tell She Who Must Be Obeyed all about it. We just went there for a weekend and drove home with the car. But mine has done similar kilometres.
Yeah.
I think mine's done 84,000.
Okay.
And mine was an original female owner as well.
Very good.
But I was telling Alan, I have a little hiccup with the gearbox at the moment, automatic. And on Tuesday I take it to a place recommended by Alan, and also Neil recommended this place as well. So it's going out there on Tuesday to for them to have a bit of a look at it and hopefully
Fix the problem.
and not too many dollars.
Yeah. Well,
But who knows?
Who knows?
So yeah. Now, so you're 504. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. I've had the 504 for about 7 years. I had a white 504 prior to this one, which I'd bought off Hank through the club. Yeah, there were a few things I wasn't terribly happy with it. And I was actually on holidays in the US, and we were in New York at the time. And one night, nothing else to do, so I was scrolling through car sales, and I saw this one which used to be owned by a former member, Russell Patterson, and I knew of the car, and so I sent Russell a message just saying, look, I'm in New York, I'll be back in a week. And he said, look, I'll hold it for you. And when I got back, yeah, we did the deal and managed to sell the white 504 that I had to a guy in Sydney who drove down with his dad one day, looked at the car and, you know, started it up and then just hopped in and drove back to Sydney.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about the 504?
Oh, look, 504 it's a lovely touring car. Very comfortable seats, and yeah, look, it's a pleasure to drive. So yeah, very nice.
What sort of tyres do you have?
Michelin tyres.
All your cars
All
have
my
Michelins?
cars have Michelins. Yeah.
So that's a pretty good recommendation.
Yeah.
And now we have what was one that we haven't spoken about? Oh, your 404 down at Phillip Island. So tell me about that.
Sure. I guess the 404 was how I got into Peugeots.
Okay.
You asked me before what my favourite Peugeot was. I do like them all, but the 404 is a sentimental favourite of mine. So, unlike a lot of guys in the club, I didn't grow up with Peugeots. And when I was 19, I was looking around for my first car and on holiday in Tasmania, and my auntie said, she said my brother-in-law is selling his car because he's getting a company car. And I went and looked at it, and it was a 1968 Bordeaux Red 404, and I fell in love with it, and that's really what started the
love affair.
The love affair with Peugeots.
Yes.
The Peugeot, the 404 that I have, which is actually down at our Phillip Island holiday house, is a 1968 Bordeaux Red 404. So it's the same colour, same year as the very first car I owned.
Right.
So it's a bit of a sentimental favourite. It's a little bit tired though, so I'm hoping that one day when I retire that I'll be able to spend a bit of time bringing it back to life. So yeah.
So what happened to the original 404?
Who knows? I did sell it when I went overseas actually.
Okay.
So
And what year was that?
that was about 1979. So
Okay. And what car haven't we touched?
So I've got a 505 there.
Yes, that's right.
So 505 I've had for about 5 years. Originally, well, I bought it from Brendan Calder, who's in the club.
Okay.
And it's low mileage. It's only done, it's a 1983 model, but it's only done 167,000 kilometres. So fairly low mileage or kilometres for the age of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And once again, that's a lovely touring car as well.
And that's the red one.
Yep.
Now, what do you see the improvements that the 505 has against the 504? What improvements do you think Peugeot did with the 505?
Well, this one's an STI, so obviously it's fuel injected, so that was, I guess, one improvement. The other thing was electrics as well, so electric windows, at least in the front, and and it's got air conditioning in it, which is probably the best air conditioning of any car that I have actually. But yeah, so they're probably the some of the main changes. There's still some similarities in handling with the 504, but.
So Tim, tell us about the engine and the where it fits in the 205 range of cars.
Okay, so this is a Series 3. I think I'm right in saying that in Australia we had Series 1, 2 and 3, but in Europe I think it was only Series 1 and 2 was how they had their cars. Those with more knowledge about 205s would be able to correct me on that, but yeah, so this is the Series 3, so it's a later model. Yeah, look, the car has, as I said before, has had a lot of work done on the mechanicals and the engine. The upholstery is suffering a little bit, and I actually do have new fabric to go in the seats, but haven't sort of done anything about that at this point in time. So this one's the 505 STI 1983 model. So I believe the later models, the GTI, had a different fuel injection set up to this particular model. Yeah, so as I said before, the air conditioning on this works really well. Brendan called when he had it. He actually put an extra switch in to actually switch the air conditioning off and on, and it is the earlier dash. So the later models had a different dash set up than this particular one. A lot of issues with the dash cracking and crumbling. This one's not too bad, but so this is the 504 engine. Has had electronic ignition added to it, which does help. But yeah, as I said before, it's just a great touring car and very, very comfortable to drive in.
See, David Jenkins makes the same point, as does Carol in their yellow one. Always seen as a very comfortable touring car.
Yep.
So this is a middle model 504, I guess, Tim, in the range.
Yeah, there were a few changes, I think, when the 80 model came out, just minor changes, but
and
I do like the manual.
Yeah, this makes all the difference, I think.
So this is the Series 1 MI16 engine, which I know a lot of people have used this engine and also the Series 2 MI16 engine to put into the 205 just to make them go even faster than they currently do. I think the advantage of the 205 is their weight, sort of under 1,000 kilos, and just the lightweight vehicle really makes them fly. So this one does have the full leather interior and the sunroof, factory sunroof in it as well.
So
yeah, so this is the 306.
and this is a 2-litre motor, Tim?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't breathe.